Hi friends, it's Father Andrew. I hope you are well wherever you are. I am on my bike, as I often am, although tonight I'm off to an ecumenical reception at Lambeth Palace, hosted by the Bishop of Europe, Bishop Robert. And so it's quite rare for me, but I've got a jacket on tonight. Still got my jeans and my trainers, which is my normal parish wear, but I thought let me stick a jacket on. And hopefully in another video I'll show you a little bit of Lambeth Palace, one way or another. But sometimes people ask, like, what do vicars do? And actually this is a good example, because I spend most of my time, thankfully, in my parish, which is what I love, St Peter's Walworth. And you can search St Peter's Walworth to find our church YouTube channel as well, where we sometimes live stream the parish mass and then we just share other bits of church life. But yeah, most vicars will do something or other outside of their parish, kind of in addition to their normal role. And one of the things that I do, out of quite a few actually, and every so often I have to really try and work out what is good for me to do outside the parish and what is not, because the church does need clergy to kind of do other things, but also you know vicars are busy, and anything that takes time out of the parish needs to be kind of worth it, and also something that you feel you can contribute to. So tonight I'm going to this ecumenical drinks reception, because I sit on what is called English and Welsh Anglican Roman Catholic Committee, or Commission, I can never quite remember which. And basically we are a group of Anglicans and Roman Catholics from England and Wales, clergy and lay people, a couple of bishops, an archbishop, a Roman Catholic archbishop, and we meet to discuss points of unity between Anglicans and Roman Catholics, and also ways that we can work together and how we can contribute to the overall goal of fulfilling Jesus's commandment in St John's Gospel, chapter 17, may they all be one. Because, you know, it is, as they say, a scandal that Christianity isn't united, and that some Christians don't sort of recognise other denominations in certain ways, different ways. And so that's what we do. And we normally have a couple of residential meetings each year. And we've talked about all sorts of interesting things like justice issues in the world, ethical issues, the climate. And apart from kind of the discussions and sometimes reports that we produce or events that we might organise, it's actually also part of our work to kind of just get to know each other, and so that we can kind of, you know, get to know what's going on and help spread the message of unity between Christians, and in this case Anglicans and Roman Catholics. So yeah, and personally speaking, there are a few other extra things I do. This week I was teaching a session on what's called Initial Ministerial Education, IME, for the Diocese of Southwark, my diocese, all about reflective practice. And that was quite interesting with the brand new curates. So I do that, at the moment I do that once a year, and then a couple of other isolated teaching sessions. And also, well, I used to have a monthly group that I facilitated for that, but I in the end, it was too much, and I said I need to pause with our 200th anniversary and various other things going on, because it was taking quite a bit of time. Although I really enjoyed it, actually. It was good work and it helped me, and I hope I had something to contribute. One of the things I also do is help with vocations work, both in the diocese and at a national level. So people who are particularly thinking about a possible call to ordain ministry. And I really enjoy that. It's a really nice way of kind of accompanying people and hopefully helping people on their journey of responding to God's call. So that vocations work. I also help out a little bit at Westminster Abbey. I'm what's called an honorary priest vicar, and that basically means that I sort of deputise, help out with services when I'm able. And that's a really nice one because it's nice to be able to go out and help there and be a priest in a slightly different context. And also it's totally flexible. So if I haven't got time, I just don't sign up. And if I have got time, I do sign up, which really suits me. And then I'm also a school governor, like a lot of clergy, in our Church of England primary school, St Peter's School, which is a great joy and also a big responsibility. Yeah, and actually, I think at the moment that's my list of things. Oh no, of course, one of the big things that I do is that I am an elected clergy member of the General Synod of the Church of England, which meets normally twice a year, once in Westminster, which is incredibly handy for me, and also once in York in the summer, which is less handy. And I sit on a committee of that called the Appointments Committee, which has meetings perhaps 4 times a year, something like that. So that is quite a big responsibility. And the reason I feel that that's a good thing to be doing is that it coincides with my passion for justice in the church and in the world. And I've made some contributions, some would say significant, on racial justice in particular, which is a satisfying thing to be able to do. So this taxi driver looked like he was about to try and kill me, but thankfully he didn't either try or succeed. Yeah, so there you are. What are the things that you do outside of your job that kind of interplay with your normal work, or maybe are completely different? I know a lot of people are governors and trustees and things, and you know, the world needs people to volunteer in those ways. I'm hopefully in a moment going to show you at least a little bit of arriving at Lambeth Palace. Okay, so next to Lambeth Palace is the old St Mary's Church, which is now something like the Garden Museum with a fancy restaurant and this nice tiny little pocket park. And then over the river you should be able to see a little bit of the Palace of Westminster, and here is Lambeth Palace. And I think my back tyre is a bit flat, which I'm slightly worried about. So anyway, I'm going to stop filming now and see if we can do a bit more once we're in there. So in we go. And I hope you'll agree that as you turn the corner, the view of the main palace building and its entrance itself is really beautiful, and also some lovely greenery and all the different parts of the palace coming into view. So on the left there is the big guard room, I think it's called, which is one of the more formal spaces. Behind that is the old library. Good evening. How are you? I was looking for the bike shed. Oh, okay. I could just fold up and bring in. Great. Okay. Oh, right. Brilliant. So here we are inside Lambeth Palace, going up the grand staircase into the grand corridor leading into the room itself.
It's only the second time I've been back here since it's all been refurbished, and I think they've done a great job on it. So it's very good to share this beautiful place with friends and ecumenical partners. And I can welcome you on behalf of my fellow bishops anyway. Jeremy, on behalf of the ecumenical community, may I say, a big thank you to you. And I know that your commitment to ecumenism isn't going to stop here, but you're retiring from this role in the Church of England. So our thanks to you. Perhaps we can give. How are you?
Interestingly, since I was last in Lambeth Palace, there is a really interesting diversity of images, bringing in some more global majority faces among the sort of dead archbishops, white men in wigs, portraits, which was really nice to see. So there we are. Now time to descend that grand staircase in this lovely, warmly lit space on my way to pick up my poorly little Brompton bike from the cloakroom. And I couldn't resist just showing you a little bit more of this beautiful space and all the little architectural details that you can see here and now. Also, as I went through to the cloakroom, I couldn't resist just showing you a little peek of this ancient artifact. It looks like a sort of metal mitre that was presumably on the outside of the building at some point. So that was my night inside Lambeth Palace, and as I came out, just to show you the beautifully refurbished entranceway, which now has this lovely accessible ramp either side, which of course gave me ideas for St. Peter's. So there we are, Lambeth Palace by night, and ready to head my way home. And of course Lambeth Palace will soon have a new occupant, Bishop Sarah Mullally, the current Bishop of London, who will be the 105th, I think, Archbishop of Canterbury, and will be living between here, when in London, and Canterbury Old Palace, as it's called, by Canterbury Cathedral, when she is spending time in the Diocese of Canterbury, where the Archbishop of Canterbury is the official diocesan bishop. So out through the gatehouse I go. Thank you. Good night. So friends, there we are. That was my visit to Lambeth Palace, and I am now wheeling my bike home because I've got a puncture on my rear tyre. And I went to a place where I knew there was a public bike pump, and sadly it's broken, not working at all. So I'm just kind of looking around at all the different places where there are lots of bikes parked, just in case there's a public bike pump, but I can't see one. And actually I was also slightly looking around at every cyclist I see, thinking, I wonder if they've got a pump I could borrow. But nobody seems to carry pumps on their bikes anymore. Yeah, there we are. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little outside and inside view of Lambeth Palace, the residence of Archbishops of Canterbury for goodness knows however long, someone will know. And yeah, wherever you are, take care and God bless. And if you're travelling, I hope your journey home, or your journey wherever, is easier than mine, walking my bike home from Lambeth to Walworth. So folks, good night and God bless.